All right, you need to be put down. I can't. It's nice to be here, nice to be out of the house. I was anxious to perform, but I saw Pauly Shore was here last week, and it made me feel better, because I was like, I mean, if the virus gets me and not Pauly Shore, then that's on my immune system, and that's just my fault. Although quarantine hasn't been that bad for me, I don't want to brag, but I wasn't allowed near parks before any of this, so not too different for me, but I thought it was a perfect opportunity to reach out to some friends I haven't talked to in a while, so I called this girl from high school who was like, not even if we were the last people on Earth. I was like, hey, to read the news? It's almost time. A lot of protests going on. I saw a sign at a protest that said, racism is the worst virus. I was like, oh, that's a pretty good one. I think racism and coronavirus have a lot in common, because some of us only have a little bit of it. You can give it to other people without knowing it, and your grandma will probably die with it. All right. It's just I'm trying to dip my toe in the water. I'm not out there protesting. I wish I was, but I have a pre-existing condition. I'm a giant pussy, and it's really getting in the way of everything. But I'm doing my part from home. I'm typing my Facebook statuses in all caps. That way people know I mean business, you know? I like trying to have discussions on Facebook, but it always turns to an argument. I was talking to this guy recently, and I asked him for proof. And he sent me to a website called freedomfiction.com. I was like, wow, the name seems suspicious, but the logo is a bald eagle with an AR-15. Who can you trust anymore? I don't know. I'm not mad at them. It's hard to find reliable news coverage right now, because they keep tear gassing the reporters, you know? Instead of conflicting reports every day. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask, wear a mask again, don't. Get your asshole if you wear a mask. Trump said he's not going to wear a mask, but instead he's going to stay 6 feet away from any responsibility. Should I dare look over there? I like that joke, to be honest. Yeah, I love a good conspiracy theory. Well, this is the thing. I mean, whenever something major like this happens, you know, people pick a side immediately before any facts even come out, and then they spend the rest of their life defending that point of view, which is silly. So I got 2 tips for everyone to keep in mind as they're reading the news. Is that a fucking siren or a door? With the PC police coming after me? There's one for you guys. Antifa. No. I'm not trying to be a rabble-rouser. Just want to make some giggles. What joke was it? Yeah, so people believe shit, and no, it's not. It's I can't start the joke in the middle. It's like you bump the record player. I'm like, fuck, where the fuck was I? It's like the alphabet. You can't start in the middle. You know what I mean? Fucking P, A, B, C, D. Anyway, so my point is people make up their mind too quickly, you know. So I got 2 tips for everyone to keep in mind as they read the news. Just 2 things to remember. Number 1, always keep an open mind. And number 2, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Yeah. Look, if we want to argue opinions, we can argue opinions, but that's just a fact. All right. I love conspiracy theories. I was at the airport and I saw a guy with a t-shirt that said 9/11 was an inside job. I was like, why would you wear that shirt in an airport? It feels like you're asking for extra attention at that point. You know what else is an inside job? Cavity surgeons. I did read one study that says CBD might help with immunity to coronavirus. It's just my study. just been smoking a bunch of weed, but I feel fine, so there's probably something to that. I did learn that you can overdose on marijuana though. Like a lot of people don't know that. It's not lethal, you're not gonna die, but the other night a helicopter flew so low it shook my entire house. I was like, they're probably dropping chemicals on us. And then I was like, all right, that's probably too much pot. It feels like I hit the limit. Yeah, you know? It's like, all right, that's the maximum to be a functioning member of society. You know, people were hoarding groceries, which was insane. I had plenty of toilet paper, thankfully, but my grocery store ran out of almond milk, which was tough. Yeah, because regular milk causes me to use too much toilet paper. So, poop jokes. One nice thing about being forced to quarantine was I didn't have to lie to my parents about what I did during the day anymore. They just called me up, how was your day? Oh, pretty good. What'd you do? Nothing. Sat around, wrote some jokes. I didn't even leave the house. They're like, we're so proud of you. You're keeping us alive. I'm trying to keep a routine during quarantine. That was my thing, to not go insane, just treat every day like it's a normal day, you know. So like I'd even set an alarm before bed, and then first thing in the morning, I wake up, I take the gun out of my mouth, I brush my teeth, you know. I'm just trying to keep a routine. Is that what, all right, you guys are like, I'm not sad anymore, it's fine. I'm free. I'm just watching movies on Netflix and smoking weed. You don't have to feel sad about it, but I love Netflix, but the hardest part about watching Netflix for me is picking out a movie to watch on Netflix. I'll spend more time picking out a movie than the length of the movie that I wasn't sure if I should watch it. Because you gotta pick out the right movie for the right situation. One time, I was Netflix and chilling with a girl, but she picked out too good of a movie. Yeah, like halfway through, she started to make her move. I had to be like, hey, get off me. This is an important plot point. You know? There's subtitles, I gotta pay attention. This movie won an Oscar, babe. I think they should recategorize movies on Netflix by how much attention you have to pay to the plot in order to follow along, right? Like the bottom of the spectrum would be like Fast and Furious movies. Where you're like, oh, Fast and Furious is on. Let me go get my taxes. I can do that in the background. Just every 15 minutes look up, like 2014, oh, Vin Diesel's winning. That's it. Just carry the one. Oh, he's angry. Yeah, it's simple. Not hard to follow along, right? And then like the other end of the spectrum would be like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is on. I'm gonna go to the storage unit and get my notes. I got 17 boxes of notes from the previous season. I got a map of a fake TV show. I gotta study it for this. I don't know my own city this well in real life, but I got a fake map. I need a genealogy chart just to follow along. They're brother and sister? This show is so weird. All right, incest jokes. Watch the show, maybe. This guy's Googling the jokes, or maybe, yeah, it's fun. Netflix, good one. Yeah, well, we were locked up, you know. I wasn't able to perform any real life comedy. So I did shows online via an app called Zoom, which is like Skype, but for business meetings, you know. Basically how it works is you FaceTime 100 strangers, and then that's your audience. And then you tell jokes to your laptop, and then it goes to space, and then they laugh, and then it comes back sometimes. And it's great, yeah. You're like, am I terrible, or you guys mute yourself? What's going on? They say if you get nervous during comedy, you should picture your audience naked. You don't have to do that on Zoom. They're all in their living room with their webcam on. Some people had like pets watching the show. It was fucking weird. There was this one lady that had a parrot. The fucking bird kept repeating the jokes. He was getting more laughs than I was. Performing comedy on Zoom has got to do what alcoholics feel like every time they drink an O'Doul's. You're like, wow, this is not even close to good, but the other thing might kill me. So, you know, exactly. That's like a heckle at this point. If you cough during the quiet parts. Everyone moved online for 3 months. It's crazy. I got invited to a Zoom sex orgy, which, yeah, it's very exciting. Don't get me wrong. That's the first orgy I've ever been invited to. But I still have to do all the work. That doesn't sound fun. I don't think Zoom's the right app for, I don't think online is the right place for an orgy. Sometimes your connection goes out or it gets slow, the screen is all fuzzy. It feels like you're 13 trying to watch porn on Cinemax, but your parents don't pay for the channel. It's all fuzzy. You're like, oh, if you squint, you can make out a boob. You know? Plus, it's like 13 different squares. I got ADHD. I can't focus on that. It feels like I'm jerking off to the Brady Bunch intro. Oh, Alice. Trying to get laid in real life, and being single during a pandemic sucks pretty bad. It feels like I lost at a game of musical chairs. My whole life, everyone's like, you got plenty of time. I'm like, I got plenty of time. And I'm like, we're all out of time. You're fucked. If you didn't pick someone, it's over. Get in your house and think about your mistakes. You got plenty of time. Oh, wait, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Oh, we're poisoning the ocean. Oh, that's very exciting. I was gonna join Tinder, but then I thought, like, they got enough diseases on there as it is. So I just signed up for Farmers Only. I was like, they're way out in the country, the virus hasn't even got there yet. It's totally safe. And you know, my profile was just like, my turn-ons include long walks on the beach, holding hands, and a 6-month supply of food. And, every time I match with a girl, I'll go, hey, you want to compare eggplants? You guys got to spice up your text messages. I don't know what to tell you. This is a very boring, not sexy crowd. I don't know. I'm just laugh where I stop talking. That's easier. I'll tell you how it goes. I know the jokes are great. You guys, I've been practicing them in my living room for the last 2 weeks, so I know better than you. Just talking to my dog, are any of these funny? Yes. I don't have a dog. I don't have any pets. I do. That's why I was lonely. I don't have pets. There's something growing in my fridge, but I haven't named it yet. So, yeah, trying to get laid. I was flirting with this nurse gal for a while. That's always been a fetish of mine. Yeah, employed women. And but the pandemic ruined the sexy nurse outfit for me. You know, it used to be low cleavage and red lipstick. Now it's like nice face covering, baby. That's so. Your PPE is so sexy. Is that a garbage bag? But I don't need her anyway. I found a new person to pay my bills for me. His name is Governor Jay Inslee of Washington State. I was on unemployment from the government. That's pretty humbling when the government is like, hey, we'll pay you to not tell jokes. I thought I was going pretty good. Unemployment was great. I prefer that to real jobs. I was getting 80% of my salary as a comedian, but I didn't have to pay for plane tickets or hotels or sex, so I was saving so much money. It was really scary for like a month because the state of Washington got hacked, and they lost like $100 million, so they weren't paying anybody for a while. Which is crazy because now when I get an email from a Nigerian prince, he might actually have my money. Thank you. It takes a while for that laugh to reach me, so but I love you. A lot of people are upset they're taking down Confederate statues, and I'm really torn on this one because on the one hand, it's like, look, the Confederacy lasted 4 years. That's not really a heritage, that's like a phase you went through in high school. You know what I mean? But on the other hand, I had a girlfriend for 3 months that I still write jokes about 2 years later. So, I get it, it's hard to get over stuff, you know? She keeps emailing me, being like, send me back my underwear. I'm like, no, those are monuments to history. And she doesn't accept it, you know? But then it's like, how far does this go, right? Then now we're talking about taking down Lincoln. I just found out a couple years ago they took down a statue of Bill Cosby in Disneyland. They're erasing history! We're really committed to that one, too. Fine, compromise, right? Keep the statue of Cosby in Disneyland, but just have a plaque that says, don't drug and rape people. And then people can learn about the history. I got you. All right, well, see if any of these other jokes are good, but, oh man, I don't know if that one's gonna go well, but, here's, all right, don't hurt me, but just think, you know, a lot of racial tension. If you want to know what it's like to be black in America as a white guy, I'll tell you. This is what. I know they're all like, oh really? Just hear me out, I got jokes. Just go into a Whole Foods on the West Coast without a mask, and then that's what happens. People film you and follow you. He's gonna kill us all! Call the police! Is that pretty good? I don't think I'm allowed to tell the joke, but I thought of it, and I was like, I better test it for these people. I lived by a mall, and it got looted, and I wasn't that worried. I didn't even know it was happening until I just got a text message from the government like, hey, curfew's 9 p.m. and we're taking away your Xbox. And I was like, I guess that's why they call it a nanny state. But I wasn't worried because even the mall is like a half mile from my house, but I live uphill on a one-way street and you have to pass a police station and a rehab clinic just to get to me. So I was like, hey man, they're gonna break into the police station and then break into the meth clinic and start fighting zombies. So I'm pretty good. At least the bites don't hurt that much, you know? Alright, that one needs work, but that's alright. This is great. Can I just do the show for you guys? And that's it? Can we just like get these unappreciative assholes out of here?